hopefully the Fed won't be raising interest rates anymore, because if you compare us to, as an example, President Obama, he had 0 interest rates. Anybody can make money with 0 interest rates. I'm almost at a normalized interest rate, and yet our economy is soaring. Our jobs are soaring. Our businesses are doing tremendously.
That was President Trump reiterating his stance on the Federal Reserve and interest rates to Fox News' Harris Faulkner yesterday. The central bank holding its last meeting of the year next week. We are expecting rates to go higher again at that meeting. Joining us right now is Florida Bankers Association President and CEO Alex Sanchez. Alex, good to see you.
Maria, thank you for having me.
Are you expecting the Fed to raise rates, and what's the impact from your standpoint on the smaller and regional banks?
I think that, Maria, I think the Fed is going to slow down now to wait and see to see how the economy is doing as we head into 2019. So I think in talking to my bankers, I think there will be a slowdown in that process.
Because you think the economy is slowing?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
So you think they're not going to announce one right now? You think they're going to slow down before or after this next week?
I think that's a difficult one. That's going to be a difficult one, Lee. But I think China, we obviously are waiting for a deal to be made with China. I think that's going to help confidence again. I think people are on pins and needles right now to see. And the president's doing the right thing. This is something that needed to be done years ago. But people are on pins and needles to waiting for that agreement to be done. And so I think the Fed is going to, see how the global economy is doing and how that impacts our country.
Alex, earlier this year, Wells Fargo, over the summer, they during their earnings, they commented that there was a lot of competition amongst banks in commercial lending, and that was making spreads tighten up a little bit. Are you still seeing banks competing a lot for commercial loans? And if not, it sounds like there might be a slowdown. What can be done to really encourage more borrowing, frankly, to get the economy going?
I think, look, the banks are in the business of lending. They want to lend. If they don't lend, they don't eat. Right. So we want to lend, but to the right customer who has the right financials, who can repay, obviously. We certainly don't want to get back into an 08 situation. So it's a very competitive environment, even with the we're at a historical low in the number of banks in our country. And I think that's an issue that we should be all concerned about. We're down to 5,000 or so banks.
Down from like 9, right?
Right. And then down from 19 20 years ago. So I think we're not seeing the startup banks like we used to. We have 4 in Florida. So that's a positive, where investors are coming back in and investing in a community bank to grow it and to serve the communities that they're in. But Chairman McWilliams of the FDIC just came out last week and said she is very concerned that there's not enough new community banks being put up in the country. And so I think Congress needs to start looking at these issues along many issues.
You've got a new Congress now. In the new year, Congresswoman Maxine Waters is set to take over as chairman of the House Financial Services Committee in the new Congress. What do you think her agenda will be? What are your expectations?
Well,
here?
Maria, look, she's been a longtime member of Congress, and she's got 2 routes to go. She either use her subpoena powers to investigate the president and different industries, or she will look at ways to improve this economy, to keep this economy strong for not only for her constituents but all Americans. And I think there's a lot to look at there if you're Chair Maxine Waters, like extending community reinvestment to credit unions who do not reinvest back in the communities like banks do. Look at a BSA AML reform on a bipartisan basis last week. Senators Cotton and Warner led an effort of bipartisan senators to look at reforming that system that hasn't been looked at since the early 1970s. Bankers are spending a lot of money being the police enforcement agency for our government, and I'd rather see our banks redeploy those assets, to your point, back into the economy. For every 100,000.
But is that the reality of it? I mean, is that what she's going to do? I mean, what are your expectations in terms of what she's going to do?
I think hopefully if the Senate, with a Democrat like Senator Warner and others who are looking at this issue, that will help the chair, and force her hand to look at issues to follow her Democratic colleagues. There's so much positive that we need to do to help the economy. For every $100,000 our banks spend on compliance costs, it's $1 million less we lend in the community. So she needs to look at issues like that, look at issues like low-income housing, and look at all the things our banks are doing to promote that. I know that's an important issue for her. She needs to look at the number of community banks that we have at the lowest point in our nation's history. She needs to look at ways to work with Chairman McWilliams at the FDIC to increase that number. So there's so much to do. Cannabis banking, Maria, that's a security issue. Right now, 33 states have legalized marijuana one way, shape, or form, and they cannot get banking services. They have former military veterans guarding warehouses with monies from the floor to the ceiling because they cannot get banking services. Wow. So we need to look at issues like that. There's a full agenda that Maxine Waters, and I hope she chooses the road to look at ways to increase the economic activity of our country.
We'll see about that. Alex, it's good to see you. Thanks so much.
Maria.
Alex Sanchez joining us there.